Starting a business can be very exciting, but it also comes with its challenges. Today, I want to share with you a few ways that I stay motivated even when I face challenges in my business. I'm Colleen, and I help women starting businesses by providing tips and tools to help them build confidence and stay motivated on their journey. If this is you, feel free to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with my videos. So today I'm going to be sharing about 5 tips to help you stay motivated when you face challenges. And I'm going to be reading a lot today because I have a few examples. So one of the ways you can stay motivated when you face a challenge or when you face an obstacle is by reframing that challenge. So one of the obstacles you may face in business is that you may feel stuck, discouraged, and you may face a lot of rejections. You could be pitching your product or your service and not getting any positive responses, just getting rejection after rejection. But I wanna assure you, stay with it. Don't give up. For example, Sarah Blakely, she was the founder of Spanx. She's the founder of Spanx, and I was reading about her recently, and she was rejected multiple times. Even when she pitched the idea of Spanx to family or friends, many people didn't give her encouraging responses. But what did she do? She kept going until she found a yes. And we know of Spanx today, it's very successful. So that's why I want to assure you that even though you're getting rejected, don't give up, because you may just need to hang in there. You may need to make a few changes. You may need to modify a few things, but just hang in there. Don't give up yet. So what are some action tips you could take when you get rejected or when you hit a roadblock? Write down, what's one thing I can learn from this? Maybe take note of the rejections that you're getting. Maybe take note of the feedback. That can probably give you an indication on what needs to be improved. Then, how can you use this to grow stronger? That's another question you can ask yourself. Maybe it can help you to improve your pitching. How can you grow from this experience? And lastly, what is the next small step you can take? What can you do next? What can you do differently? Maybe pitch to a different type of audience. So journal through these things, work with a coach or work with a friend and journal through these when you face these roadblocks. Don't give up at this opportunity. Keep going by making these changes or doing this self-awareness exercises. So sometimes you can face a challenge of not having enough money, time, or connections. And that could be very discouraging. But I want to assure you that instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have and how you can use it creatively. For instance, I read that the founders of Airbnb didn't have funding, so they rented out air mattresses in their apartments to make extra cash. And from there, the rest is history of what Airbnb became. So that's just an example to show you that when you feel stuck, think about what resources you have that can make a change. So what free or low cost solutions can you try? Who in your network can offer you advice or support? Or can you barter your skills? Can you trade your skills or collaborate with other people? You don't need to have all the resources. You just need to be resourceful. So that's another way you can deal with a challenge when you face it. Now, sometimes as a business person, you may feel lost, or you may feel unsure, or you may feel like you're the only one that's facing this struggle. You're the only one struggling. And that's not always true. There's always someone else who is experiencing either what you're experiencing or something similar. Don't try to do it alone. Find a community. Find a community of like-minded people who can join you on this journey, who can support you on this journey. If you talk to many business people, they most times have a mentor, or they are part of a mastermind or some sort of community where they meet with other people on a regular basis, and that helps give them motivation. So what's an action tip you can take? Join a business community on a social network or in person, or find a mentor, find a coach that can help you, that can support you, and that can guide you. And ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out to others for help. You may have friends who can support you on this journey. So don't try to go it alone. When you feel lonely or you feel like you're the only one going through the struggle, reach out. I'm sure that there's someone who has been through what you're going through and can help. Another tip you can do when you are facing obstacles is sometimes you might find that your original plan is not working and you may need to adapt it, tweak it, or pivot completely. For example, some of you may be old enough to remember when Netflix rented DVDs, right? You used to get that red and white slip in the mail with the DVD. What happened? People's streaming became popular, right? What would have happened if Netflix stuck to DVDs and didn't adapt their service to streaming? They may not have been the big success that they are today, right? So sometimes you may be facing an obstacle where your original plan for your business isn't working. It's not an indication that you should give up totally. You may need to pivot. You may need to look at the environment you're in, look at the society today, look at the market that you're trying to reach, and see what changes need to be made. And then you can adapt and you can pivot. Ask yourself these questions. If something isn't working, what's another way to reach my goal? Also, look at your customer feedback. That's very important. What do people actually want from you? Sometimes as business people, we get caught up in our head and we stick with what we think people want. But we really should listen to our customer client feedback and hear what they actually want. And we'll be able to modify our services to meet that need. Also, experiment. Experimenting is good. Experimenting is fun. Try small different changes and see what works before making big shifts. So flexibility is a key to long-term business success. If one door closes, find another way in. Now, another tip to face challenges or obstacles is to overcome that fear of failure. Fear of failure is something that we often find when we're in business, or you always wanted to wait for the perfect time, or you're looking for perfectionism. That's something that could really hold you back and keep you stuck. Try not to fall into perfectionism too much, and try not to fall into the idea of being afraid of failing. Most business people are going to fail at one time or the other, but failure is not a stop sign. Failure is an opportunity to learn. So like I said before, you may not be successful at your first launch, but learn from it. Learn what needs to be tweaked, learn what needs to be adapted, learn what changes need to be made. One thing you can do, an action tip you can take, is to set one small step towards your goal today. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Post that first product, post that first video, launch that website, and accept that mistakes would happen and it's part of the process. So don't let that fear of failure keep you stuck. Imperfect action is better than no action. So I just want to reiterate, obstacles are not a stop sign. They just mean to adjust and keep going. So if you have that attitude when you face challenges and when you face obstacles, that can help you to become more successful in business. It helps you build resilience. It also helps you to keep your mind sharp because you keep thinking of different ways to do things. So remember, feel free to reach out for help. Don't feel that you're in this alone. Be able to make adjustments and keep that mindset a learning mindset. Don't focus too much on failures. Learn from them. Don't be discouraged by them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to posting my next video for you soon.